I was going to go do my introduction in front of Cocaine Bear. It's in Lexington, Kentucky. That's where I live. Please don't come to my house. And I got word that they moved it. They moved Cocaine Bear. It's no longer at this fun mall. It's gone. Cocaine Bear is gone. And I'm sad. What is up, Flick fans? Welcome back to my channel. Do you want to know how I prepared for this review? You probably don't. The theme here is cocaine. YouTube's already flagged my reaction video, so I know they're going to flag this. It's fine. It's fine. Who needs money, right? I don't need money.
You bastards!
But if you saw my reaction video, you have an idea as to how I feel. We're going to talk about Cocaine Bear right now. Is there cocaine? Yes. Inspired by a 1985 true story of a drug runner's plane crash, missing cocaine, and the black bear that ate it, this wild, dark comedy finds an oddball group of cops, criminals, tourists, and teens converging in a Georgia forest where a 500-pound apex predator has ingested a staggering amount of cocaine and gone on a coke-fueled rampage for more blow and blood. If it wasn't apparent or obvious, this movie is rated R for bloody violence, gore, drug content, and language. Elizabeth Banks is our director here. A couple of the Pitch Perfect movies under her belt. The Charlie's Angels remake, which I didn't like all that much, but I think she has a nice sensibility, especially when it comes to injecting a good amount of humor into her projects. And the cast, my God, the cast is incredible. Keri Russell, Ray Liotta, Alden Ehrenreich. I'm watching this movie. My wife goes, "That's Han Solo." I said, Yeah, you're right. It's Han Solo. Let's cut the crap. Cocaine Bear does what this type of movie has to do. It can't take itself seriously. You saw I watched the brand new Winnie the Pooh monstrous movie. It was awful. I was bored to tears, especially in that third act. And that movie took itself way too seriously. This is the exact opposite. Now, this isn't a horror film. It is much more of a thriller, slasher, hard R-rated rampage where this bear is just, it's snorting coke and it's going crazy. And sometimes it eats the coke. The movie works best when the bear is in the picture. And I mean literally when the bear is in the shot, when that is the focus. I got about halfway through this movie and I said to myself, there are a lot of storylines happening here, a lot of characters. We keep going back and forth. We can't really keep the focus or focus on one thing. And even though there are about 40 minutes here in a row without the bear. The Cocaine Bear is nowhere to be found because we're building all of these storylines up. But at a point in the movie, once we got more Cocaine Bear, I'm sitting back going, you know what? Cocaine Bear is the main character. And all of these other subplots and storylines are just to get our characters in one large, broad location. But once they're all in that location, that's when the madness starts to happen. That's when the rampage is in full effect. And this part of the movie, when Elizabeth Banks is able to work with the cast here, and we're talking talent galore. Everywhere you look, every single storyline, there's a talented actor at play. Did I mention O'Shea Jackson Jr.? Ice Cube's son, he's really good. And I think that was actually my favorite storyline, Eddie and David. These two guys on screen. Eddie's going through something that is making him emotional in that relationship and the constant up and down in terms of emotions. And then they come face to face with Cocaine Bear, and that was just hilarious. And I like how Cocaine Bear is played in this movie, and not to give spoilers away, but how much can I really spoil? In my reaction video, my brother said Cocaine Bear is a girl, and somebody said, spoiler! How is it? How? Get off the internet. How? The storyline of these drugs being dropped off of this plane and kind of being lost, scattered, having to be collected by Ray Liotta's character, who, as we know, passed away recently, and I believe this is one of his, if not his, final role ever, and it's a weird final role. And I wouldn't have wanted it to be his final role. But he's amazing in everything. He's great in this movie. He provides the right amount of, that guy, you don't want to get in that guy's way. But at the same time, it's tonally balanced. Every character, whether they're super serious or, they don't take themselves too seriously in the movie, that tone still works because the way that this script, the way that this story is handled, I will say script-wise, dialogue-wise, the jokes are really good. I laughed more at this movie than I've laughed in quite a long time at the theater, right? There have been gags and jokes in other movies, but we're talking consistent laughter. My theater in Kentucky, we'll laugh at anything here, to be honest with you. It was full, and there was constant laughter after the movie. My brother, in my reaction, he was playing it straight face, but he said, I've not laughed that much in a long time. We were laughing because you have the cast talented enough to take this source material and put their own flavor, their own style into it. And it's a movie that plays like a satire. It plays like a pure comedy at times. But this comedy gets dark. It gets bloody and brutal because when the bear attacks, it attacks and it doesn't let up. And you see everything. Blood, bones, skin getting ripped off, flesh, intestines, everything. So if you like that kind of thing, hard R-rated movies, I have a feeling you're going to have a blast with this, to be honest with you. My biggest issue that I was encountering all throughout the film is, one, that 40-minute span where we're just kind of setting up subplots and storylines, and there are maybe one too many in here. A couple of characters that were really pointless. We start out with a group of hikers, and that storyline comes back into play, but I'm sitting back going, did we need these characters? We had to start out in some way, right? But they felt pointless. And there are other storylines that feel pointless. Other characters that come in and they're immediately gone. And you're like, well, that felt like a waste of maybe 5 to 10 minutes. So the story scattered, the dialogue and the jokes within that story. And when Cocaine Bear is back after that 40 minutes of wherever Cocaine Bear went, that worked extremely well. And anytime our characters were running for their lives, running in fear, having to work together, or quite the opposite at points, it was great. I mean, it was exactly what you want from a movie like this, one that doesn't take itself too seriously, one that you're going to nitpick, and if you pick it apart too much, there are going to be major issues with the story. It is jumpy, it is choppy, but tonally, it kept it consistent. That's really the only thing I could ask for from Cocaine Bear. That, and hey, do you have some left over? Before I give you my score, thanks for being here. My reviews for Creed, Outer Banks, and more movies coming to Netflix this weekend are going to be on the channel soon. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want to drop a like, that would be amazing. If you don't do it, absolutely nothing will happen, so live your life. I don't care. Cocaine Bear commits to the absurdity of its premise. Not only is it hilarious at times, but seeing this drug-fueled bear wreak havoc makes for a good time in a crowded theater. The plot is overstuffed, and not every storyline is necessary, but this one is fun. That's all I can ask for. I'm going to 68% with my score, but that's a 68% for a movie that I would probably revisit in the future just because it made me laugh. That's the first goal of a comedy. If it makes me laugh, I don't care about the other stuff. Thanks so much for watching. I'll be seeing you soon. Come back for more stuff. Or don't. Whatever. Just got out of Cocaine Bear. Here's my little brother Josh. What did you think of Cocaine Bear?
There was a bear in it, and he did cocaine.
That is an accurate description of this movie. You know what? I actually got some laughs out of this film. It's not one that takes itself too seriously. It was a little more charming than I expected. The story's all over the place. You can have complaints until the end of the day about how this movie was constructed. But you know what? The bear did cocaine. And when the bear did cocaine, I'll probably get flagged for this on YouTube, the movie was really entertaining. There are about 40 minutes without the bear. The story kind of goes all over the place, but there were some really funny moments. Josh, did you laugh?